everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you are new. Today's video is an extreme clean with me. So you can see my house is filthy. The kitchen was a total disaster and we also have some like laundry and just random things that we're going to take care of through the house. So I thought this would be perfect cleaning motivation for you guys. So if you are in need of some cleaning motivation, you've come to the right place. So let's get started. So basically the first thing that I wanted to do was just get everything cleared off of the counters and wipe most of them down. That way I could put all of the clean dishes away that were in the dishwasher. I don't like when I have messy countertops or crumbs all over it and I go to put the silverware away and I just feel like it's like, okay, you're taking clean dishes and you're kind of putting them on a dirty countertop. Like, it just doesn't make sense. So I wanted to get that done first, and then we're just going to kind of move around through the video. This is real life. I decided to just film it the way that I was cleaning it. So we're also just going to take a break from the kitchen and we're going to go and we're going to make my bed and we're going to do some laundry and then we're going to come back into the kitchen. But sometimes that's just how I clean, and as long as I get everything done, I'm happy. I absolutely love this blanket. It is so pretty. It's that throw blanket that I use, but it is huge. It is a king-sized one that we got from Target because I didn't like how the little ones were looking. It just wasn't big enough for my liking, but it's always a little bit difficult. Like, you fold it perfectly and then it gets messed up, and if you don't fold it right, it just looks kind of sloppy. So that's what I'm doing here, just trying to make it look nice. And there's also a certain way, like if you fold it one way, it looks thinner, and if you fold it another way, it obviously looks thicker. And so sometimes it's just a struggle to remember like which way you have to fold it. So sometimes it takes a little bit longer than others, but we're just going to make this bed, and I just didn't make it right away. And so I realized, oh wait, my bed still isn't made when I walked past. And so sometimes, you know, you just feel better once your bed is made. So that's why I kind of took a pause in the kitchen to make my bed. As you can see, I really needed to do laundry. I just feel like you don't do laundry for like a day or two and it piles up like this. It's crazy. But yeah, so we're just going to get a load of laundry started. That way it can be going and get that out of the way. just going to unload the dishwasher before I load it again and then take care of all of the dishes that I have in my sink. So I need your guys' help. I have been having the hardest time with my kitchen and decorating it. So I have been kind of regretting that I did not incorporate some type of like floating shelves into my kitchen, or that I didn't rethink the design necessarily. There were things in my kitchen that I wanted to change, but then I just couldn't think of how to do it. So I kept it kind of similar to the way it was on the plans. I didn't really change anything as far as layout. And now I am totally regretting some of my decisions. Building a house is hard. If you're building a house, really think about what you want, which is hard because you're thinking about a whole entire house. You know, it's not just one room. But anyway, I'm having a hard time thinking how I should put things when I decorate for like the seasons and things like that. And especially like we love coffee. And so I wanted to do some type of coffee bar, but I don't know. It's just really hard. I don't think I can really have any type of coffee bar on my countertop per se. Just the way I'm trying to do it just doesn't really look good. So I don't know if you have any suggestions on how I can decorate my kitchen for like the seasons, or if you see anything you think that I should change, definitely let me know down in the comments because I'm definitely struggling. So I literally always get comments on my videos of people complaining how I keep the water running when I'm doing my dishes, but I always like to say everyone's different. I just don't really like to turn the water on and off, and it really doesn't use that much anyway. But if they were paying attention when I was loading the dishwasher, I did turn off the water quite a bit. So hopefully people notice that and don't give me a hard time about my water usage in this video, but you know, it's okay. If they're not going to complain about that, it'll probably be something else. now I decided to do a little bit of YouTube magic for this because you already saw me unload the dishwasher and put dishes away, so I thought it would just be so much easier just to do it this way. So I got all those put away, and now I'm just going to wipe down the island and get that nice and clean. And I've been using the Ecos, like their spray, and I just love that one so much because it smells so good and reminds me of spring and summer. I love it so much. It's not like a disinfectant. I think it's just like a multi-purpose spray, and that's okay. I don't feel like I have to disinfect my counters every single time, but if I do want to disinfect, I always use my Revive cleaner. I love it so much. It is basically just like Thieves Cleaner or like the one from doTERRA, but it's just Revive essential oils. Super cheap, super amazing. Like, I love it so much. It smells so good and it works amazing. And then I saw that one of the kids, I think we had friends over the day before, and they spilled like protein shake, and I was wiping it all off of the counter or the cabinets because I was like, oh my goodness, how did I not notice this before? And as you can see, my sink really needs to be cleaned. It was so dirty, and I'm just going to rinse all of this out, and then I'm going to take this little tray thing. I never know what this is called. I'm going to have to find that out, that way I can say the correct thing. But I'm just going to get all of this rinsed out, and then I am going to use the Mrs. Meyer's baking soda cream cleanser to clean this out. Honestly, my favorite thing to use is the pink stuff. That stuff works amazing for cleaning basically everything, but especially the white sink. It just makes it so nice and clean. But I've had this baking soda cream cleanser for like, I don't know, 2 years. I've only bought it once, and I feel like this stuff lasts forever, probably because I don't use it that often, but I'm just trying to use it up because, like I said, it's not my favorite, and I would probably never buy it again. It's a really strong scent, and I'm not the biggest fan of the Mrs. Meyer's lemon verbena. I really don't buy Mrs. Meyer's that often. I do like a few of their scents, but for the most part, I do try to stay away from it just because it is a little bit strong. But I'm just going to scrub down the sink, and then it's going to be all nice and clean. I recently got this new little sponge holder. I think I found it at like Home Goods or something like that. It was super cheap, but I don't know if you've ever noticed my previous sponge holder. It was one that went on the counter, and I liked it. I had it for years. I did break it, and I glued it back together, and you could totally tell. I just glued it back together until I got a new one, which is the one that I got here. And I like this way better just because it goes in the sink. It's not as noticeable, and the other one is way better if your sink is like next to a wall or by a window. It looks better there, but just for the one that is like on the island, I just don't like it as much. Now, as you can see here, I am cleaning. I looked it up. It's called a sink grid. At least that's what I saw one of them called. And I'm just using like some dish soap and this sponge or scrubby, I don't know. And it works okay. The best way to clean this is to fill up your sink with hot soapy water and let it sit a little bit and then scrub it. But I just decided to do it this way. I'm still experimenting, but I still think the best way to do it is to fill up the sink with the hot water. But you can also do it this way. I just think it's a little bit more time consuming and it doesn't work as well. And now that the sink is clean, I just wanted to clean the garbage disposal. I buy these little tablets from Thrive Market, but I also found them at, I believe it was Home Goods, one of those stores, either Home Goods or Marshall's. And it works really well. It makes your garbage disposal smell really good. So I am just going to clean that. You can also clean it just by throwing some lemons or oranges, any citrus down in your garbage disposal and, kind of running it. That also works, but I do like to buy these just to have on hand. And now we're going to clean the microwave. So this is something I always forget about until I open the microwave and I'm like, oh my goodness, it is so messy. And it's just like, guests come over and you're like, oh my goodness, don't use my microwave. It is disgusting. So this is how it looks. I'm telling you, I am the worst with cleaning it. I'm trying to get better. And so I'm just going to take this out. I'm going to scrub it down. I'm just going to spray the inside, wipe everything down, and it feels so good to have that clean. I'm telling you, I really need to get into a good habit of like cleaning it once a week. And I also realized I probably should have done this before cleaning my sink, but I did get everything out of the sink, just rinsed everything down the drain, so it's still sparkly clean. But I always feel like I'll clean the sink and then I remember, oh, I have to clean another thing in the sink now, but it's totally fine. Now we're just going to work on the outside of the microwave. There's a sticker that I had on here for literally almost a year. It's like a Samsung one, so it's just one of those things that you can hook up your phone to it. Honestly, I don't know why you would need your phone hooked up to your microwave, but I finally got around to taking that off. I didn't really want to take it off just in case I wanted to do that, but I haven't done it this long, so I just took it off. I'm using my Method stainless steel cleaner as the finish. At first I sprayed it with the Revive cleaner, and now I'm using the Method, and I love it. It works so good. It makes the stainless steel so shiny, and I love it, and it's kind of like a cleaner option-ish. So I only use it once in a while. I'm using a paper towel for this just because I ran out of microfiber cloths to use, but a paper towel works just fine. Here I'm just wiping down the backsplash, and I kept going over it because it kept just like, I feel like showing so much dust, and that's why I ended up getting a paper towel to just wipe everything off, and that ended up working because I just feel like I needed to either rinse off the microfiber cloth again or something because it just felt like it would not get clean. And now I'm just going to take the time to polish the rest of the appliances. I'm just going to finish the stove, and then I'm going to work my way over to the dishwasher and then the refrigerator. And it felt so good. This is definitely something I don't do often enough. It's just something that I don't think about. I'll clean, the stovetop, the counters, all that, and then I'll look, randomly look over at the dishwasher and like, oh my goodness, how long has this been like full of streaks? It's just, I do a lot of different things. I homeschool and I try to be present and, do a lot, but sometimes things like that just get neglected. And so I am really trying to work on a really good routine where I do the same things every week, basically to avoid my house being really messy. And in our previous home, we had a really good routine. We would, our house was hardly ever messy. And we still do certain things today. We keep up with the dishes and main things, but then there's still a few things that I struggle with, like laundry. I'll be on a good routine, and then, a week later, I get behind again. It's just things like that happen, and I'm just trying to really be disciplined and just keep up with it because it feels so good. Putting your house to bed and waking up with the house just super clean is just a great feeling, and I feel like it sets up the next day for success. So then I went to go change or put a garbage bag in the one garbage can, and then I realized that one was full. So I wanted to change it. And then I also realized that the other garbage can had like a spill in it, and I really like to keep up with it and just make sure that they stay nice and clean. I don't want this whole, unit or whatever to get really dirty. I just want it to be nice and clean. So I decided to take care of the garbage can, and then I'm just going to take both of the garbage cans out, and we're going to deep clean this whole drawer, and it feels so good to have it nice and clean. It really wasn't bad, but I never want it to get bad. I want to prevent it from getting gross, and so that's why I do like to clean it. For the most part, I do like to use mostly healthy, clean cleaners, but I do have these Lysol wipes that I use from time to time. I did originally buy them for when dogs have accidents in the house, just because I feel like it needs something really strong. I don't know, I will use like my natural disinfectants and things like that, but there's just something that I just feel like it needs like this strong chemical to like get that gross smell away and stuff like that. And I also like to use it just for random things like this, like to clean where the garbages were and things like that. But for the most part, I do like to make sure that my cleaners and things that I'm using are pretty clean and natural, just because it's better for your health. So now I'm just going to finish cleaning up the living room and the dining room. The living room really never is that bad. The kids were just playing Uno, and so I'm just going to put that away. And those little puff things, I don't know what you want to call them. They're like a beanbag type thing. We had some before that we got at Big Lots, but they were getting pretty flat. So we got these new ones when I saw them at Aldi. They were such a good price, and they are so nice. They're a little bit bigger than the other ones, and I love it. So we're just going to work on cleaning that up. So like I said, the dining room isn't even that bad either. Just a few things on the table and then tons of dog toys on the floor. There was also a stick that one of the dogs brought in and they chewed up on the carpet. So we are going to work on getting that all clean as well. So I thought I would include just a tiny bit of decorating in this video, nothing big or fancy or anything. I just wanted to add a few Easter touches. And like I said previously, the kitchen needs a bunch of help. I love this towel. I think it's so cute, but it's just a little thin to just have hanging there. And then I'm going to add some decor to the dining room. Pretty simple. I did want to try decorating this buffet without a table runner this time, just to see if I like it. Not sure how I feel about it. I do like the table runner just because I feel like it adds a little bit of warmth and just kind of something to work with. But I do like the way this turned out. It's just kind of simple. And then I added this to the table. It's definitely not what I want to stay, but my daughter, she put these eggs that I had and she like arranged it by color and it was just so cute. So I had to use it and it is still on my table right now, but we'll see if I can come up with anything else. I'm just going to start or end by vacuuming these floors. And these dining room chairs, I got them back in 2019. When I got them, they were gray and I spray painted them matte black. And they go pretty well with the house because they are black, but I am looking for something different. I just didn't want to invest in any new chairs just because I'd rather spend the money on something else. But the paint is starting to wear away, so if I don't end up getting anything soon in the spring or summer when it's warm enough, I will probably just go and spray paint them black again. The last thing I'm doing in this video is just going to vacuum the rest of the dining room and then just part of the kitchen. And then that is going to be all for this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, I would love if you could subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.